All right. Alive. What's going on, Emmanuel? Hey. I actually was looking forward to doing a longer stream tonight, but I have the kids by myself. So, we'll see how long I can do it. I actually was looking forward to doing a longer stream tonight, but I have
Echo.
the kids by myself. So we'll see. I've got the monitor on next to me. We'll see how long they let me stream for. But tomorrow should be a good stream. We got to do our merch giveaway tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, guys? Yo, my video today, what did it get, like 200 views on YouTube? I will say this. I released it like 4 hours later than I wanted to. By the time I put it out, I was talking about the snowstorm for the Northeast. By the time I put the video out, the snowstorm was already happening. So that was a little bit. Oh yeah, don't worry. We're gonna get to the intro. We're gonna get to the intro in just a second here. We're just like we'll get people in here and then we run the intro. You know what I mean? Get people in here, then we run the intro. Hey guys, we got some snow squall warnings going on out here. Pittsburgh, you are in a snow squall warning. Where are my Pittsburgh people at? 'Cause you are about to see extremely heavy snowfall very quickly, but very heavy. Holy smokes. Here it is. Reflectivity. X, Y, X. I like it like that. I like it like that. I like it. Snow squall right here. This is about to be big. 2-inch an hour snow. It's going to move through pretty quick, though. Maybe might slide through in just an hour. A little bit of snow on the back end. But yes. Snow squall warning. And I see why. We've also got heavy winter storm warning. Heavy snow mesoscale discussion on top of our winter storm warnings here. Across portions of Appalachia, the Appalachian Mountain Range through West Virginia. Tons of snow up here. No winter storm warnings or nothing for you guys in upstate New York. I guess you guys are just used to it. They're like, they're good. They're prepared. This is just how they live their lives. You know? Who's in Pittsburgh here? Someone's got to be in Pittsburgh. We're going to run the intro in a second. I forgot my intro last stream, didn't I? Morgan Bow, what's going on? Yeah, it's going to be heavy snow. You could see over an inch, 1.5, an inch and a half, maybe even pushing 2 inches of snow per hour type snow. But again, it's going to move through super quickly. So don't expect to get like 6 inches of snow. It's going to move through very quickly. But yeah, this is your squall. You can see very high cloud tops. Clearly, the reflectivity is seeing moisture very high in the atmosphere right here. That's all this is showing. That's all this is showing. The higher up your moisture gets, the higher up your radio waves are reflecting off of precipitation and water molecules, water particles up in the atmosphere, snow particles, whatever it is. The higher up your cloud is, typically the more instability, the more instability that's with the system. Stronger updrafts, stronger low pressure system. So lots of divergence here, very high cloud tops. Same thing, snowstorm, severe weather. And this thing's about to slam right through Pittsburgh. You are in a snow squall warning. Probably the whole county is going to be in a snow squall warning here in a second. So get ready. Get some videos. If you're in my Discord, I want to see some dang videos of this. Okay? If you're in Pittsburgh and I don't see a video of this snow falling, I swear. Oh, okay, guys. Well, listen. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you what's going on right now, and I'm going to tell you what's coming up. I've been talking about Valentine's Day. I started talking about Valentine's Day a little over 10 days before Valentine's Day. And guess what? Well, most of you already know what. Boom. What do we got there? Huge mid-Atlantic New England snowstorm coastal. Will it actually happen? We'll see. Could be big snow for the Ohio Valley, for the Northeast, and then maybe some for the plains here, upper Midwest. Pretty active. And then boom. The 12Z, I told you guys where I was watching snowstorms in the Discord the other day, and I said the mid-Atlantic out here and up here, right? And the 12Z Euro wants to just give us everything. I don't think we're, not expecting this to happen, but 12Z Euro gives us big snow in the mid-Atlantic, a little bit over the plains, big snow up there through the Ohio Valley, mid-Atlantic, and then it gives us this kind of bomb cyclone up there through the upper Midwest. So active time frame. You guys saw what I posted in Discord. What did I say from about the 12th to the 17th? Still looking pretty active. Anyways, let's run the intro. Ow. Take it to the bank, cash it. I'm always right. I've never been wrong about anything in my entire life. Everything I've ever said has come true. True.
We look a lot at the moon.
What's going on, Jess? Brad?
They look at the moon for our winter.
What is Maryland getting? A bunch of cold air.
We've had 4 or 5 wiener risk zones this week.
True, that was last year. Atlanta still has a chance.
We'll do it live. Daddy needs some coffee.
Bob donated $1,000.
Oh, Bob.
Connor, you are the best weatherman, and you're very tall.
Yeah, I
smart,
know.
and handsome.
Thanks, Bob. Okay. Hey, Jay. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about what's going on real quick. Let's talk. Whoa. What did I just do? 13 active alerts, special weather state. Oh, oops. We're not gonna use weather-wise today. I like to go in that format when it's a big storm. This is I would call this a strong snowstorm. I'd call this a strong snowstorm, but not a winter storm. You know what I mean? Very heavy snow showers. Very close though. The winds are pretty crazy in some areas. I know Pittsburgh is gonna be like, nah, we're in an absolute freaking blizzard out here. I know that. It's pretty good for up here. This is a very intense clipper. It's a very intense clipper. Like, what's going on? Whoa! Oh my gosh, Emmanuel.
We want Valentine's Day snow. Will low-key take an ice storm too?
Emmanuel with the $20 super chat. Now I have to make it happen. Yeah, hey, signs are looking good. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When I put my sights on something that's out 10 days, it better have a bunch of there better be a bunch of things pointing towards it. I think it's looking good. It's going to be in the 60s here in Memphis all next week. I don't think we are getting snow. Listen, there's a gigantic Arctic blast that follows that. So the temperatures today don't determine the heat today doesn't determine the cold tomorrow. Actually, warm air pools up ahead of the very cold air. So typically, if you get extremely warm, extremely above average air in a pattern like this of kind of volatile pattern that we have moving forward here, where we have a lot of troughing and ridging kind of moving back and forth, a big warm up can definitely lead to a big cool down. This point of winter too, especially going into an end zone neutral, getting towards spring, we're going to see a lot of push and pull of cold and warm air. No. Could Atlanta have seen their last chance for snow for the season? Possibly. But if you take a look at what the models do out here, I wouldn't suggest that it's your last chance. I mean, you can see just looking out right here, 190 hours, which isn't crazy. You get below freezing air and snow on the back end here. It's not like impossible for Atlanta to see more snow this winter. And you see right here, the 12Z puts snow basically through northern Georgia again. So I don't know. It's going to be tough the further we push through February and into March, but Atlanta has seen snow as late as third week of March. So there's plenty of time left, and this is a volatile setup. And our stratospheric, we're about to get our what? I think really our second extreme SSWE, stratospheric polar vortex breakdown, split, whatever you want to call it. And that's going to bring some pretty intense conditions down to the south, I think. Pretty cold air down to the south at the end of February, early March, where you could get something late too. So absolutely not. The little water rodent was right. The groundhog was right. Winter's not over. Winter's here to stay. We're going to have some crazy stuff here ahead. Let's take a look at the latest. What do you guys think? I'm going to get to questions here in a second. What's the National Weather Service now expecting for snowfall? Philly thinking you could get a half inch through this right now. Let's go to our high end. Of course, it's just going to do this. Of course. Okay. If you guys get lucky, hitting all the buttons. If you guys get lucky out here in Long Island, maybe you push 3 to 4 inches over as this storm moves through. Boston, maybe you push 6 inches, 8 inches as this storm moves through. Pittsburgh, I mean, yeah, it's going to snow heavy for a second, but I think this needs to be updated. They have you getting like a quarter inch of snow from the snow squall that's about to move through. That seems, I don't know. Sorry, that was loud. A winter storm in March could happen, or extreme cold. It'll be lovely. Don't speak negatively, Emmanuel. Oh, shoot. I always forget. You know what? These need to come on right after the intro. It's snowing good here in Pittsburgh. Yeah. How's the wind? How's the wind in Pittsburgh? Should we look at the real-time mesoscale analysis on weather-wise? I think so. Okay. Boom. 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 RTMA. Boom. Wind. This doesn't seem accurate. Is there no wind at all right now in Pittsburgh? Is there no wind? Is there just absolutely no wind in Pittsburgh right now? That's what this is saying. Or is it lagging behind? Are the winds whipping 20 to 30 miles per hour? Yep, and you have you're under snow squall warning right now in Pittsburgh. About to get really intense. Okay. Maybe our mesoscale analysis is correct. Our strongest winds are right behind this snow squall right here, moving into northeastern PA or northwestern PA. So I'd expect the winds to really pick up here in an hour or two in Pittsburgh. I thought they'd already be moving in, but it makes sense. You know, you've got a low, and as it moves out, you're going to have all these isobars tighten up as they push down into as the temperature gradient increases, which it will, pushing down into the warmer air, and as the pressure gradient obviously increases because of the temperature gradient. So your isobars will tighten up here in a couple hours, and the wind will follow. It's right behind you guys. Let me actually pull that back up. What are we seeing right up right out to the north and west of Pittsburgh? Oh, yeah, like right here. We're seeing 25, 30 mile per hour wind gusts. So that's not too far from you. Maybe hour, 2 hours, and then it will begin this wind will intensify as it pushes through West Virginia into western Pennsylvania, and then we'll have 40 to 60 mile per hour winds up and down the coast here, somewhere in that range. Our wind gusts up and down the coast here. Whoa! Jill, welcome to the Climate Crew. I appreciate you. Let's see. Hello, Connor. Let me answer this question. Give me one second. Let me switch back here. And guys, we're going to go over the future forecast here in a second too. So let me I'll answer a couple quick questions, but I do want to talk about the week ahead. It looks crazy. Hello, Connor. Are there any chances of getting a very big snowstorm at the New Jersey shore? Yes. Okay. Next question. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. There's two chances within the next probably 10 to 14 days. We see them on the models, and you see one operational, one control run that shows something, nothing else agrees. You throw it in the trash. Confidence in the cold air is high. The Canadian is finally aligning a little bit better as we move through today. The Canadian's aligning a little bit better with the GFS and Euro 2 on this. So let's watch. You guys could get a nice snowstorm for Valentine's Day. We'll have to see if that thing shifts north or south. But right now it puts it through New Jersey. And is the polar vortex coming back? It is. Yeah, in full force. Yep. And I think that's going to push our March analogs are already cold, and I think that's going to push us well into into March. Give me 1 second. I want to show you guys something here. This is important. Okay. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I want to show you guys something here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to show you. Where the heck is it? Okay. I should have put it in my video this morning. You're going to have to take my word for it, all right? We have a cold analog for the plains and out east in March, and we also have that stratospheric polar vortex, which will be affecting us as we move into March as well. It doesn't mean we're going to be cold the whole time, but it means it'd be pretty weird if we had like an extended warm period as we got into the end of February and moved into March. That's not expected to happen. Brad, And I know I appreciate you. And I know some people don't want to hear that. It is what it is. It is what it is, all right? Build a bridge and then get over it, all right? All right. What about Carolina again? Yeah, it's possible. We see that too. All right, let's do this. Let's show you what's coming up, and then we get to all your questions. We're going to speed round this. Here we go. Cold air diving into the northeast. Clipper system moving through, right? Moving through Saturday, tomorrow. Nice and dry out west. But we do have a stream of moisture pushing into the Pacific Northwest. Cold air coming in. Still not cold enough to get low elevation snow. Has it snowed once in Seattle this winter? Someone let me know. I don't think it has. High elevation snow. By the way, Seattle's like Seattle's like up here at the same level as freaking northern Maine, and averages like 5 inches of snow a year. Why? Because oceans control our weather. That's a fact. All right. And there's a big ocean right out to its west. All right. Here we go. Getting into Sunday. More moisture for the Pacific Northwest, pushing out there in Oregon, and then Idaho and Montana. Big sky, Montana. You're about to have a real good ski day or a real good ski week next week. You're going to get monstrous snow right there as we get into Monday. And look what happens as we get into Monday and Tuesday. We're warming up everywhere, except for, guess what? Mid-Atlantic New England. Sorry. I actually do feel bad for you guys. This has been ridiculous. And maybe another clipper system up there for New England. Your temperatures might come up a tiny bit. You know, you're not going to be 30 degrees below average. I think you'll warm up to like 10 degrees below average. I love to see it. I love to see it. You guys know my February outlook. I didn't buy all the BS about this torch that was coming out east. I will say, though, I was actually still wrong because I think it's going to be colder than even I predicted. I thought we would at least get like a week where we got back to averages, slightly above average mid-Atlantic up into New England. And I think it's going to be colder than my prediction. Anyways, getting into Wednesday, Thursday, here we go. Snow across the northern plains, central and northern plains. I'm hoping Omaha gets a good snow here because I think Omaha's running behind. Maybe some good snow for Chicago, Detroit. Ooh, Philly, New York City, Boston. It's possible. It's possible. And guess what? You could get a 1-2 back-to-back. 1, 2. Separate snowstorms. 1, 2. Get 1 to 2 feet of snow from February 13th, February 15th. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Do I like the pattern for you guys to get at least snow from one of these? I do. Also, though, we're going to have to watch. There it is. Now this is looking severe. Right here. Texas, up through Dixie Alley. 13th, 14th, and then as we get into 13th and 14th, and then this moves into the southeast. This could be bad. Heavy snow, ice and sleet, severe weather, twisty boys. So fun times for everyone. Might have to do a long stream if that happens. I don't want to really push too far out here, but if this were to happen, the Rockies are finally getting just. I mean, we're getting 2 to 3 feet across everywhere in the Rockies, all our ski resorts. And then we're getting a blizzard up there in the upper Midwest, Minneapolis, maybe. And you go towards the end of this run. This is La La Land. We don't know if this is going to happen, but maybe some more snow into Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Northern Georgia, the Carolinas. Is that going to happen? And not so sure about that. But that's what, that's what the Euro's showing. We'll talk about that in a little bit. GFS still gives us a chance for some snow back down in the North Carolina, Virginia, Baltimore, D.C., Philadelphia, same time the Euro does. But instead of this snow kind of on the developing over kind of a flat zonal flow to the north with a tilting low behind it, you got this like awkward ridge that it's developing over top simply because of the warm-cold interaction that's going to be happening here. Just simply because the Bear Clinic boundary that's setting up here. A little bit sloppy, but this would also promote some severe weather down in the southern plains, Dixie Alley, and southeast as well as we get into Valentine's Day. GFS, that could be a big severe outbreak there potentially. This to me, that to me. looks enhanced to moderate. That to me looks enhanced to moderate. Luckily for us, it's the GFS 324 hours out. That to me looks like an enhanced to moderate risk for tornadoes, hail, and wind. Far out. All right, I want to get to you guys' questions. What's going on? And just a reminder, if you're in Pittsburgh, we have, where's downtown Pittsburgh? We have a ridiculously heavy, strong snow squall that is moving into the city right now. Let's really quickly, I want to show you where the heaviest stuff is about to fall before I take questions. It's moving into Bellevue, actual downtown Pittsburgh, Wilkinsburg, Monroeville, you're close, Penn Hills, Plum, Oakmont. Oh, these are all easy to pronounce. Thank God. Thank you, Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh. Sometimes there's just, I can't pronounce anything. Russellton, I'm pretty sure that's right. Ross Township, Westview, easy, Mount Lebanon, McDonald. Some of these states, I swear, Minnesota and Wisconsin, I just don't want to say the city names anymore. But yeah, that's heading right. Bethel Park will be down there in a little bit. These are so easy. This is like, yeah, my 3-year-old son could read this. Anyways, big snow squall. Strong snow squall moving in there. A little bit more behind it. We see what's happening up here. Lots of snow for everyone. Okay, what's going on, guys? Brett, I appreciate you. Willie, I couldn't be a TV meteorologist trying to pronounce those city names. They've got to prepare beforehand, right? Like, but you see TV meteorologists mess up names all the time, and they're just like, sorry. They usually say something like, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Love the shades, thanks. You can thank Emmanuel. Rhode Island timeline for tomorrow. Let's go and do the HRRR. There it is. HRRR 00Z. High resolution rapid refresh model. Why? Because every single hour we get a new scan. Okay. Rhode Island. Even though they're not an island, but whatever. We'll let them have it. Here we go. As we get into... This is tonight. So this snow moves in tonight, and it's snowing, and it's snowing, and it's snowing. And oh, look at this. God, the HRRR thinks this is going to hit the ocean, and you're going to get almost like kind of a second life on this storm, and it's going to begin rotating again and strengthening. This is interesting. I wonder with this latest HRRR scan if they're going to if the NWS is going to jump their totals up here for Rhode Island and Boston. All right, expect to hit your high ends. That's what I'm going to tell you out there, Rhode Island and Boston potentially. There you go. But then it moves out pretty quickly. So, but it's snowing maybe from 10 p.m. tonight or 11. If it's probably not snowing out there yet. I don't know what time it is out there. Sorry, a couple hours. If it's not there yet, a couple hours. But and then all the way through, potentially, we're looking like you could have snow falling until pretty late. I mean, man, getting into late afternoon tomorrow. Lots of snow. The National Weather Service right now for you guys has okay, so not bad. This is better than what I thought. Now that this is better than what okay 3 to 5 inches. Okay, I thought they were giving you like nothing. I was like, they need to up these totals. I think you guys could hit your high end 5 to 7 inches here. So based on what I'm seeing there, Bethel Park wants no more snow. Then you're gonna have to put a force field over it really quickly because it's about to get snow. What's up? What's up, Connor? Storm Tracker Dave in the house. What's going on? What is going on, Dave? How's it going? Wait, do you chase? Do you chase, Dave? I'm trying to find more chasers. I need some more chasers for spring. You do? I am trying to find some chasers to work with going into spring. Really want some chasers to work with going into spring. Could definitely talk to you about something. We'll love to discuss that with you. Yeah, I've seen it. That's right. That's right. That's why I asked, because it was ringing a bell. Yep. Cool. Tony said, I used to say I should get back into it. I would if I didn't have 2 jobs and 2 little kids. Once they get older and I get a little bit more time, I'll probably go do it. Yeah, that's awesome. You excited for this Enzo neutral? This Enzo neutral spring? Probably going to be a busy one. We've had a pretty interesting winter, especially through the Ohio Valley and out east. So I wonder how that translates into spring. And our most active Enzo. Is there any more snowstorms for Oklahoma? There could be. The Euro tries to give you a snowstorm down there at the end of the run. We're gonna have a stratospheric polar vortex major disruption here. That's gonna try to shove our polar vortex, our polar jet down a little bit further south as we move through February. Yep. I mean, we're technically in a La Nina because you have to be. It takes 3 months to transition, but the conditions. We're moving into Enzo neutral conditions now in the Pacific. It's going to take a while for that to translate, but it's going to translate just in time for spring. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. Vince. Well, let me see. Probably show him for free as long as you promote his product. Yeah. There's certain chasers that want to get paid. There's certain chasers that will do it for free as long as you should give them a shout out. I'm willing to work with anyone. I'm willing to work with anyone, whether it's free or whether they're, asking for payment or whatever it is. I'm willing to discuss working with anyone. I just want to have kind of as many eyes as I can for storms, in the areas I think need it. Moving into this spring, I didn't really have many to work with last year, and I'm trying to really get things set this year. Yeah, I think it's going to be active. Yeah. Yep. All right. Went from a coating to 2 to 3 to 5. Hector said, yeah. Was that for what? For Rhode Island? Yeah, good. They should be pushing that up. 1 to 10. What do you think are the odds for good snow in New York City next week? You want me to be honest? Okay. I've been super busy, so let me. If I'm going to be honest, let's do some quick analysis here. Let's take a look at our ensembles. Let's take a look. For you guys know my favorite thing is our 500 millibar heights. Simply because you get a good feel for this. You get a good feeling for the storm track and the steering pattern when you're taking a look at your 500 millibar height anomalies. This is where our jet stream moves things. 500 millibar. This is where our jet stream moves. All right, so here we go. This is where our jet stream sits. All right. Interesting. This is interesting to me on the ensembles that we have this kind of major blocking up here to the northeast here, not over Greenland, Eastern Canada though, and I wonder if it's not moving at all. I wonder. We've been seeing this exact setup here for probably 4 days. So the models have been pretty good, seeing this kind of ridging, zonal flow, and then seeing this energy move in, this troughing and this energy move across the Pacific here, or from the Pacific across the states through the plains. This setup here has been shown for probably 4 days now, maybe more. Let's take a look at the GFS. Same time frame. That looks real nice for the Mid-Atlantic right there. Let's take a look at the Canadian. There's going to be a snowstorm down here, guys. There's going to be something down here. There's going to be something down here. There's going to be something across here. There just is. The ensembles, they show the same. They show the same 500 millibar height pattern. Moisture isn't going to be a problem. I doubt cold air will be. One second. I'd like to see this this high up here sink a little bit farther down to the south. Because I could definitely see the Euro bringing this snowstorm a little bit farther north and kind of dodging the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. Let me take a look at how that looks on the GFS. See, that's the problem here on the GFS. You're not getting this second push. You're not getting the second kind of push of cold air behind this. You're not getting this troughing behind this to bring in a secondary snowstorm like the Euro shows with our high trying to settle in up here. What does a Canadian show? One second, guys. What does a Canadian show during this time? What's going on for Valentine's Day? Canadian agrees at this point. I think the Canadian, even though it doesn't look like it on the future reflectivity, I think the Canadian agrees a little bit more with the Euro, with what's going on up here, and the potential for kind of with the potential to kind of collapse this ridge and bring a secondary storm through the Mid-Atlantic here. You can see it happening right here at as we get into the 15th. You can see a system kind of trying to collapse and tilt and put some snow up through the Mid-Atlantic. The GFS, or the Canadian, by the way, like yesterday, the 12Z at this time had a huge ridge here. It was just like this, hot air. So it's getting on board too. I think the Canadian looks a lot more like the Euro. So the GFS being the odd man out, that's fine because the GFS has started the year off great and has been kind of crap lately. I'm confident. I'm saying 7 out of 10. I think we're gonna get snow up here through the Mid-Atlantic again. We'll say, yeah, and end of the second week, going into the third week of February. Could be next weekend. Yeah, I have confidence. Okay. Clip that. Post it. Take it to the bank. Cash it. It's going to happen. I've never been wrong. All right. Enough of this. You know, when I have time, I love to go through the models before I get on stream. But when I don't, I'm just looking at them for the first time with you guys. All right. This is the first time I'm looking at the 12 and 18Z Euro today. All right. I'm just going to be honest. Guilty. Oh, David said, I'll cash that check. That's right. And if it doesn't happen, I'm going to get on stream and tell you, well, I said there was a 30% chance it wouldn't happen. No, it's going to happen. I'm actually serious about the confidence, though. I'm serious about what I said. I can't predict the future, but I can give you my best educated guess. All right. Philly hit hard here. It's going to be interesting. I think this is going to be, I hate to say it, but my gut tells me from what we just looked at with the different models and my concern with this going a little bit further north with where the high pressure sits up to the north, my gut tells me this is going to be one of those systems that could bring a bunch of cold rain into, maybe not freezing rain, but a bunch of cold rain and mix into DC, Baltimore, and Philly, and then end up with good snow into New York, in New York City. It's probably gonna be close. And I'm not just saying this because the Euro's saying it, but because we see this system, we see this playing out on all the different models, and they can't agree on, first of all, how amplified this kind of troughing is behind our system, where the location of our high pressure, or how intense our high pressure is up to the north as well. How much cold air is going to be weighing down on this system? We'll see. When it happens, I'll donate $100. Fine. Wait, let me screenshot that. Give me a second. Got it. Oh, wait, let me take a picture just in case, too. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Let me take a picture real quick. Okay. Caught in 4K. Valentine's Day next weekend. Okay. What about South Ohio for, where am I? What about South Ohio for those two systems? I would probably rather be in South Ohio, or South Ohio, Southern. We'll call it Southern Ohio. I think that's good. Right now, it's a fine place to be. You're looking like you're going to be above our 540 line on most of these runs. So, screenshot to screenshot. Facts. Wait. Got it. Wait, one more time. Okay. You done messed up, Claire. The weather balloons in that area have all been cut. That's why they don't know. I don't know if that's true. We've lost, well, the last time I heard, last spring, we had lost 5 weather stations, a couple out here in the Ohio Valley, and then there were some that were cut up here in the Pacific Northwest. If I'm being honest, I haven't been paying attention to what's been going on. I've been tracking what's been going on with the weather balloon stations. Well, typically, I'm paying a little bit more attention to that when it really matters in spring and fall, but I'm sure I'll hear that information soon. So, I'm thinking it'll go up in degrees and be just rain for Southern Ohio. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Although, I think Southern Ohio has done pretty well this year, right? You guys are running above average on snow. Let's see. Let us see. You are. You're running well above average on snow. So maybe you should get your hopes back up. It's been a pretty good season for you. Well, here's the thing. You know me. I love my weather balloons. They're much better. They give us much better data than the satellite, okay? Because it's actually physically there in the column of air, telling us what the pressure changes with altitude, the temperature change, the moisture change, everything with altitude. I will say this. With what's going on with technology and AI right now, I wouldn't be surprised. I was going to say 10 years. I wouldn't be surprised if within 5 years, we have the capability of getting data with our satellites that's just as good as what weather balloon data is. I just wouldn't be surprised. And that'd be really cool. But for right now, satellite data still is not as good as weather balloon data. We all know that. That's just a fact. Yeah, we still have like 7 inches on the ground from the storm 3 weeks ago. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. It's crazy just how cold you've been. I mean, I'm in Minneapolis. We've had snow on the ground since like the 3rd week of November. I think for the first time, though, all winter, I think we might lose our snow because we have like 4 warm days ahead and we only have an inch on the ground, a couple inches on the ground. I think we might lose our snow for the first time. It's going to take, yeah, I'd agree. It's going to take some time. It could be 10 years, but it's going to happen. It's not melting fast. Yeah, and I guys, we haven't gone over the temperature anomalies here. I don't know if you watched my video. You probably didn't because my video on YouTube that I spent an hour making has about 5 views. But, thanks YouTube algorithm. But, right there, we're talking 25 to 35 degrees below average. There it is. 20, there it is. 31, 32 degrees below average into Philly. Here we go. Look at that. 35 degrees below average on the West Virginia, Ohio border. Getting into southern Jersey, we're pushing 33 degrees below average. And then look at that. 40 degrees below average. 35 to 40 degrees below average in western PA. What could this mean for you guys out there in western Pennsylvania? Well, here's our feels like temperatures. 16 degrees, negative 16 into Pittsburgh, negative 25. What's just north of Pittsburgh there? Who are you? Who are you? Is that Youngstown? Youngstown. Yeah, so it's going to be cold. Let's take a look at what are our actual temperatures with this. Negative 12 degrees in Pittsburgh. Negative 12 degrees. This isn't wind chill. Actual temperature, negative 12. Monday morning. Actual temperature. Yeah. Yeah. So is snowmelt coming? Maybe Southern Ohio gets a tiny bit there. Oh, you could get a little bit there, and then no. You'll get a little bit. You get a little bit of snowmelt. It looks like at least for Southern Ohio here, as we get into what are we looking at? Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Yeah. Boston snow on Valentine's Day in New York City. Bozeman. It's probably Bozeman. I probably sound like an idiot. All right, there's like 18,000 cities with that name. So, but yeah, there's a chance for snow in New York City on Valentine's Day. Yeah. Crafty Kitty, what's going on? Yo, I'm back. How's New Jersey looking? Cold and snowy. Well, cold in the short term, potentially snowy in the medium term. Is that how I should put that? In the mid range. There you go. Word hard for me. I say little word so I don't have to say much word. Can Pittsburgh have a lot of snow melt? Yeah, definitely. Oh, he was calling me boss man. This is actually the real reason I need mods, because they translate. Even though mods are also reading chat, and like I'm reading chat, they just understand how to read chat, and I don't. Okay, but he put it together in one word. Oh, boss man, but it's one word. Yeah, snow in New York City on Valentine's Day. I said, where's... I swear to God, I thought he was talking about Bossman or Boseman. Is Pittsburgh going to have any more big snow chances? Yes, 100%, 1,000%, 100%, million, billion, trillion, gazillion, infinity percent. Yes, you will have some more. I just don't want tornadoes again. Well, Leanne, if you don't want tornadoes, you're not living in the right place. Boss fan. I'm boss mom. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is. Awesome mom boss. I follow you more than my own local meteorologist because you have been the most accurate. Hey, I appreciate that. Is Louisville? I used to call it Louisville, and my friends who lived there said I was an idiot. So I don't call it Louisville anymore. I call it Louisville. Kentucky done with snow? I don't think so. I think you're still going to have an average of below your February is going to end up being below average temperature wise, and you that could definitely extend a little bit through March. Definitely. You guys want me to run the 12Z here? Here you go. 70 in Charlotte next week. Yep. I don't know how long it'll last though, but get out there, get a tan. Probably don't go in the lake. Probably don't go in Lake Norman. It's probably about 50 degrees. Any in the very near future for Pittsburgh? Yeah, like go outside right now. There's a snow squall moving through. Go outside right now. You talking about after this? Again, maybe 7 to 10 day going into next weekend. I think you guys could have a snowstorm going into next weekend. I'm not going to tell you the timing and the totals and everything because I literally do not have a crystal ball, and that's just too far out for forecasting range, but the pattern supports more snow out there next weekend in Pittsburgh. Snow in the DMV for Valentine's. There's going to be, you have a chance. There's a signal for snow, and there's models are showing snow through the DMV. I'm worried about it shifting slightly north though, and leaving you guys just on the south end in the rainy part. But we'll see. It's too early to tell. You're right. Looked out. It's snowing. You see that? That's how good I am, guys. That's how good I am. There's a 100% chance it is snowing in Pittsburgh. How do I know? Gut feeling. That's how I know. Gut feeling. Oh, wait, wrong screen. Wait. Gut feeling. 100% chance it's snowing in Pittsburgh right now. All right. Connor, my local weather guy says 30% chance of snow Sunday in High Point, North Carolina. Please tell me that I'm drunk. Snowflakes. I wouldn't expect any accumulate. Maybe you get some snowflakes. Look, there's a little bit of moisture right there. Let's go to the ARRR move down there. Why don't we? Let me see here real quick. No, we need 0-0-Z. Look, I mean, something's trying to creep out here. I'd give you a 10% chance, maybe not a 30% chance. Yeah. The wind is wicked in Pittsburgh. Okay, is it moving in now? Is the wind finally making its way over there? Okay, I was gonna say earlier people were saying it wasn't windy in Pittsburgh. I was like, I mean, the real-time mesoscale analysis isn't showing too much wind out there yet. So, listen, guys, I can't be on much longer. I'm definitely gonna have a longer stream tomorrow. Both my kids are upstairs sleeping. I got the monitor on here, and I want to go check on them. So let me answer some more questions. I'll have another video out tomorrow. And I'm gonna try to do a long stream tomorrow, at least a couple hours. And we're doing our merch giveaway tomorrow. So be sure, if you're not in the Discord, hop in the Discord. Remember, there's a link to my Discord in every single one of my YouTube videos in the description box. Not in my YouTube lives or shorts, in the YouTube videos. Or you can just have me Connor's Climate Corner. And you get, all the snow maps, rain maps, severe weather outlooks, temperature outlooks, everything, volcano, earthquake, whatever. It's all in the Discord. All the weather stuff that you want to know, every single morning it's updated. Every single thing from temperatures to snow to rainfall outlooks and forecasts, and everything's in there. And it's free. And we're doing a March giveaway tomorrow. 2 people. I'm just going to see who reacted to my post in the announcement in the Discord. And we're just going to spin the wheel. 2 people. And you can pick out whatever you want. ConnorsClimateCorner.com. Whatever you want. There's like 8 items on the main page there. All right. Please tell me they are going to leave us alone in Northwest Pennsylvania. I'd be surprised if Northwest Pennsylvania didn't get some snow next weekend. Snow loves I-80. And snow typically hates 95. I-95. Say hello to... wait, what? Hold up. Wait, what's that? Hold up. Almost just pulled you up there. Hold up. Oh, okay. What's going on, Greg? My uncle has entered the chat. What's going on, Greg? It's been a little cold down there, hasn't it? The good news for Northwest PA, Lake Erie is officially frozen. That's right. And that means your lake effect snow is done for the season. And you're like, okay, well, awesome. We've already gotten 48 inches of lake effect snow. Yes. Cut off. Have a good night, everyone, and stay safe. James, you as well. I appreciate you being in the chat. You're killing me up there, yeah. Well, let's take a look at our Florida temperatures here. Moving forward. At least our temperature anomalies. Really quickly. Let's go to the southeast. All right. We're cold today. We're below average tomorrow as well. We're below average on Sunday as well. We're cold on Monday as well. We're cold on Tuesday as well. Potentially chilly on Wednesday as well. It's manageable Tuesday and Wednesday. It could be chilly in South. It could be well below to slightly below average in South Florida for the next 6 days straight. But at least like getting into Greg. At least getting into next week, like you're gonna get up into the 70s, so that's not bad. Which section in Discord is the giveaway? I made an announcement earlier this week, and I said just react to it, and then you'll be entered in to win some merch for free. So what do you think about all this global warming from 20 years ago? Well, listen. I don't want to get into global warming on stream because it it always starts a conversation that's leads to somewhere bad. Here's the thing, and I always talk about this, whether you believe in global warming or not, I don't really care. The Earth is warming because we're coming out of, we're technically in an ice age. An ice age in meteorology is defined by a period of time where sheets of ice are covering the poles, and they're covering both poles right now. We're actually in an ice age, but we're coming out of an ice age. We're in an interglacial period. And in an interglacial period, which we've had, 7 major ice ages, 11 interglacial periods, someone, I don't know, correct me. But interglacial period, the Earth begins to warm, ice begins to melt, oceans rise, the Earth cools, and we start our cycle over. So whether you believe in global warming or not, the Earth is warming. Natural, like if humans didn't exist, if we didn't exist, if animals didn't exist, the Earth would actually be in a warming trend right now. It just would be. That's just how the Earth has always worked before we were alive. The whole question of global warming is, are we speeding up the rate of warmth? Not are we making the Earth warm up? The Earth is that's what it does. If the Earth was cooling right now, that'd be concerning. It's not supposed to be cooling right now. It's supposed to be warming. The whole question of global warming is, are we speeding up the rate of warmth? And that's the question. That's it. Not are we warm? That's all I'll say. That's the question. I will say CO2 does we're putting a lot more CO2 into our atmosphere, but plants also love CO2. So the Earth actually year over year is becoming much greener. So there's a lot of negative things about CO2, pumping CO2 into our atmosphere. People always forget that plants love CO2. They thrive. All right. The plants across the globe they're like, yes, please, global warming. Give me CO2. We're actually much greener now than we were 30 years ago. But how it affects our climate, that's a whole thing. But that's a conversation for another day. Miami's flooding regular, so you're probably right. Yeah. Ocean rising, warmth, and all that stuff. That's it's all gonna happen. I have my opinion on the rate at which I think it's all gonna happen. I think some people say it's happening. Some people say it's not. It's happening very slow, and I think they're wrong. I think there's people out there who say our climate's going to be destroyed in 20 years because of global warming, and I say, okay, that's too fast. That's not going to happen. We're not in an apocalyptic stage. There's we don't need to freak out. We're going to be okay. All right. What if all this cold air is the next ice age? Well, you have to remember, as the Earth warms, we're actually going to see periods of colder air. Sudden stratospheric warming events, the coldest events that we have over winter are SSWEs, sudden stratospheric warming events. And that's caused by abnormally warm air pushing into the poles, pushing up into the North Pole, and creating this high pressure that slows the winds around the stratosphere and releases the coldest air on the planet down into the mid-latitudes. As the Earth warms, you're going to see more SSWEs, meaning as the Earth warms, you'll actually see, as the Earth warms, and again, I'm not going to get into the whole argument of how fast is it warming. People can have their opinion on global warming and climate change. That's fine. I'm just here to report. I'm here to give you forecasts and outlooks, not tell you what's going to happen in 50 years. But as the globe warms, which it naturally does, water temperatures rise. You get more moisture into the atmosphere. So year over year, there's going to be more moisture in the atmosphere. Not a ton each year. It's a slow process. There's going to be more moisture in the atmosphere, and there's going to be more heat pushing up into our stratosphere. So you can expect more SSWEs, more stratospheric polar vortex breaks, collapses, combined with more moisture in the atmosphere. I would expect, and a lot of scientists and meteorologists would expect, bigger snowstorms, more frequent snowstorms with a warming globe, which people are like, what? It's getting hotter and we're going to see more snow? Yes. Yes. Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Yes. Correct. Yes. All right. It gets too cold, it doesn't snow. Just remember that. It gets too cold, it doesn't snow. We were freaking below zero for 2 weeks here in Minneapolis. You know how much snow we saw? About a dusting. It doesn't snow when it gets too cold. Look up cold core high, Siberia. All right. You see, there's already people arguing in my chat. I used to, in my streams, talk about, what my opinion on global warming, climate change, and I think it's very nuanced, and I don't agree with anyone who says it's not real or we're all gonna, we're all done in 20 years. Like Al Gore was like, there's gonna be no ice at the poles by 2025, and I was like, even when I was younger, I was like, that's probably wrong. That's probably wrong. That's probably wrong. My uncle was a meteorologist, and he said that's wrong. He said, I promise you, at 2025, there's gonna be ice on the planet. Turns out he was right. Turns out my uncle was right. So that's what led me to being like, okay, I'm not going to just believe everything I hear. There's going to be people who say there's nothing happening at all, which I don't think is true. And there's going to be people saying that it's apocalyptic. I don't believe that's true either. There's a middle ground here. It's very complex. It's very complex. It's not easy. Global warming sets off a cooling mechanism to a degree. Is that correct? Yes, that's what we just talked about. It does. Global warming can also cause global cooling. It's more, that's why it should never have been, global warming was the stupidest name that's ever been, global warming was the stupidest name that's ever been created, okay? It should have been termed, climate change, I think is dumb too. Climate volatility or something, I don't know. It's just whatever. But again, I think both sides of the argument are a little bit crazy. It's very complex. If animals and humans didn't exist, this planet would be warming. We're in a warming cycle. This has happened over and over and over and over again in the history of the Earth. Before any species ever lived on this planet, the Earth goes through warming cycles. So again, it's the question of how are we speeding it up to an unnatural rate of warming? That's the only really question here. That's what it is. That's what it is. I will say our ozone layers have been healing. I don't know if you guys know that, but the ozone depletion has been reversed. So it's not gloom and doom apocalyptic. It's not. All right. There's going to be ice on the planet in 100 years as well. Probably a lot of it. Can we look at, but it is an interesting topic. I do like having discussions about it. I watch a lot of videos on it. It's very interesting, and I think people should educate themselves on it. I'll say that. All right, Courtney. The places that are warm will become freezing. The roles will eventually be reversed. No. The equator's not going to freeze like ever. Unless asteroid hits our planet and tilts our axis a ton, and then the equator shifts. I see what you're saying, though. It causes some areas to be cooler than they would have been in some areas warmer. Though. All right. Anyways, is the cold coming back? I don't want the snow to melt in the slopes. It depends. Where are you? Where are you, Efi? Can we look at the Mid-Atlantic possibilities for next weekend? Yeah, we looked at it earlier. Sorry, I'm sitting on this screen that no one cares about. We looked at it earlier. We looked at it earlier. The GFS, the Canadian, and the Euro all give us a chance for some snow through the Ohio Valley and through the Mid-Atlantic and New England. It's way too early. I'm not going to tell you what I think is going to happen 170 to 200 hours out. But all three globals, the main globals we look at, show that opportunity. Maybe Sadie. I'm wondering if Connecticut is sitting in a good spot for next weekend. I think so. I think it is. I see it's supposed to be, like, I genuinely mean that. I see it's supposed to be high 50s next week. Yeah, we're gonna get a brief warm up. You'll get a brief warm up. I don't think it'll last too long where you are. What do you call the opposite of global warming? I don't know. Global cooling. By the way, this planet is gonna go into another ice age too. No matter what we do to it, it's what happens. You have major ice ages, and you have minor ice ages. How many major ice ages have we been through? 6? 7? This says at least 5. You know what? AI Google overview. It's 6. Okay, I learned that in school. So we've been through 6, and then I think we've been through like 11 minors. That sounded bad. Bad timing with what's going on in this country. Yeah, 11 minor ice ages. Okay, Jesus. Oh my gosh, guys, get your head out of the gutter. Yeah. So we're not gonna have another major ice age for a while. Probably going to another minor ice age. All right. Let's see. It's annoying people don't realize the Earth runs its own. Yeah. Well, I think sometimes people give humans too much credit for what we can do to the planet. The planet is very large. Humans can affect the planet, and we have. And I think my biggest concerns with what humans do to the planet is deforestation and throwing a bunch of plastic in the oceans. Not a big fan of that, but you know, the planet's very, very big. And when you get a cut and, you know, like you put a Band-Aid on it and then like a week later, there's nothing there. You're just skin and there's nothing there. The planet does that to itself as well. But you can push the planet to its tipping point, you know, but the planet is very good at fixing itself. It's done it for quite a while. Millions of years before we were here. But, you know, I don't think it's great. I don't think it's great to be like burning shit and shoot stuff, you know, and be throwing it into the atmosphere. Like, I don't think that's great. I don't think it's great. You know what I mean? I don't think it's great. But it's a strong, you know, just Mother Earth is resilient. One day we'll get wave power and solar power, and we'll all be okay. All right. Let's see. Any more snow for Georgia? There's a possibility. You see some out here as we get into the 3rd week. Look at this big collapse of our jet here. I'm not going to talk about that quite yet. I do suspect the East is going to average out to be cold again for the 3rd month straight in winter. And so I'm not going to tell you that there's not a chance for more snow in Georgia with the cold air I expect ahead for you guys. Same with the Carolinas. Yeah, Christian says it's the levels of extreme. People like to take things to the extreme instead of thinking. Yeah, that's what I say. I think both, when it comes to that whole global warming, climate change thing, that's what I've always thought. Everyone on both sides of the argument want to take it to the extreme, and it's just way too nuanced to do that. That's how it's not just weather. That's how most things are, though. That's how most things are. Therese, I appreciate you. Becca, Jasmine, NTX. Okay, I'm scared. Right. Anything for Philly in the next 2 weeks? Valentine's Day, we've got 3 global models putting storms up there through the Ohio Valley, up through the Mid-Atlantic and New England. Watch that time frame. Watch it closely. Maybe I'll get into that in my video tonight or tomorrow. So will snow be hard to get in an ice age? So that's the thing. In your major, I can almost guarantee you in our major ice ages, the 5 or 6, I think it's 6 that we had, there wasn't much snow, if any snow on the planet. There was a lot of ice on the planet. You still probably had temperature gradients and warmth near the equator during these ice ages. The major ice ages didn't put ice down to the equator. They put ice down to like you know, the Ohio Valley. So you probably got some snowfall. You probably got like some frequent snowfall in the South, like Texas and Florida. So became like the new like Minnesota, Iowa. You know, like it just pushes down where you get it. But it's a much smaller area where you can get snow. Yeah. So ice ages, I think interglacial periods, especially this warming period we're in, it's probably the period where you're going to see the most snow on the planet. You guys were born in the perfect period for snow. If you're a snow lover, it's much better to be born right now in the middle of our interglacial period than during an ice age or when there's no ice on the planet. You did it. Not only were you born on planet Earth, which is like the number one planet, but you were also born at the greatest time. Do you think, I don't know, technology is getting pretty cool. Maybe I want to be born 50 years from now. I feel like I'm going to miss a bunch of cool stuff. Do you think Philly has a chance of the temperature dropping below 0? Yeah, I do. What do they have it getting down to right now? What's the latest Euro have it getting down to? I mean, yeah, the Euro has it getting down to 1 degree with negative just to your north. So yeah, you guys could hit. Yeah, you guys could hit -1, maybe -2. Actual temperature Sunday, 100%. A lot of times they actually, it's overdoing or it's overdoing the cold or it's underdoing the cold. It may be underdoing the cold this time. This is some pretty heavy Arctic air. Is northern New Jersey in a good spot for the chances at snow over the next week? Oh yeah, I think I answered that. Snow in Nashville within the next week? Probably not within the next week. Within the next 2 weeks, you'll have a shot there. Maybe it skirts. Maybe if this jet collapses a little bit further, I think Nashville has like a 10% chance getting into next weekend before it heads out to the Mid-Atlantic and New England. But I'd be more concerned about severe weather chances in Nashville actually going into next week or next weekend. I think you have a much better chance of seeing severe weather through Nashville. Marginal slight, maybe even enhanced out there. We'll have to see. Charlotte's going to brief warm up, and it's going to get very cold again. Guys, I got to get off. I am going to try to do at least a 2-hour stream tomorrow. We're going to be giving away merch. If you want, you can get, there it is. Everything I look at, guys, everything I look at in these streams, all the models, here, let's pull this up. Here's the Discord. Every morning, here's your snowfall updates, winter storm updates, temperature updates, rainfall, alerts, severe weather, tornadoes, hail, wildfire, earthquakes, droughts, volcanoes, hurricanes, storm reports, SBC, space weather, NHC, hurricane, it's all in here. Any new good memes in here? Warrant issued. People are pissed. He said 6 more weeks of winter. Capture him. Lock him up. Pretty cool photos. It's very pretty. What was this? Those are some big snowflakes. Oh! Thunder snow! How did I miss that? Thunder snow! Yo, you see this? The best Discord. That's sick. Anyways, go on my Discord and just react to this post right here, and you get some free merch. But anyways, this is updated every single day. So you guys want to join? There's a link in all of my videos on YouTube. Just click the link in the description of any of my YouTube videos. Join the Discord. It's completely free. I've thought about making it like a $1 or $2 subscription a million times, and every time I think about it, I just decide not to do it. But I'm paying money to keep it up. So I'm losing money on the Discord. I still want people in it, and I still want to keep doing it because I think it's a great resource. So I want people in there. Make it worth it for me. Just click the link in the description. T-Way. Just click the link in the description of any of my YouTube videos. You'll see it there. Or I Connor's Climate Corner on Discord. All right. The snow's going to keep moving out again. Some totals are going up out here. Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, upstate New York. some snow squalls moving out here, West Virginia, maybe Northern Virginia, Western Maryland ends up getting a little bit higher snow totals with what's going on right here too. But I appreciate all you. New video in the morning. Go and watch it. Maybe trying to, yeah, go and watch it. I'll give you a lot of good updates, and then I'll be back streaming tomorrow night. I appreciate all you. Judy Girl, Derek, Therese, Emmanuel, Legend, extremely generous super chat. Jill, MB. I will see you all later. Appreciate your mods. Love you all. See you guys.